Hey, just a thought. Rap about something other than the P. Just a thought. How many different ways you gonna tell me about that P, baby?
Yeah.
I get it. Hey, by the way, I believe you.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Club Shay Shay. I am your host, Shannon Sharpe, and the guy that's stopping by for conversation and a drink today. This has been 3 years in the making. He's one of the most successful rap artists of all time. He's the first rapper to amass 10 consecutive platinum-selling albums. He's the youngest recipient and the first rap artist to ever receive the prestigious Kennedy Center Honor Award. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He has a star on the legendary Walk of Fame, a Grammy Award winner, an Emmy Award winner, an NAACP Image Award winner, a multi-talented actor, producer, performer, TV personality, musician, entertainer, entrepreneur, a powerhouse in the entertainment industry, a New York Times best-selling author, a music mogul, an avid philanthropist, an all-around hit maker, razor-sharp wordsmith, one of the pioneers of hip-hop, a father, a husband, we're going to talk about that also, a cultural icon, the first rock star of rap, the rap's longest-running superstar, almost 40 years in the game, a living legend, the one, the only, LL Cool J.
Bro, I need that as my alarm clock. I need that as my alarm clock in the morning, you know what I mean? If that ain't inspiration, what is, man?
Bro, we got to toast this, bro. 40 years in the game, everything that you've done, and you still have the urge, the desire to spring up out of bed. And we were talking off camera earlier, like, bro, I'm so excited to hit this world stage again because it's been a while since you had a domestic tour, but you says, man, I'm ready to do this world thing again.
Yeah, man, I just want to go around the world showing what I do, man, get the music out there, have some fun, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad to be here too, by the way.
Hey, bro, let's toast. This is my own Kanye.
Kanye?
Shay VSOP.
All right.
Bro, to all your success, not only in the past, but in the future.
You know, I don't drink like that. That's good. That's gonna be it for me.
Oh, that's all we need.
Yeah. I'll be army crawling to an after party or something. This ain't even my will. I don't even know how you got me to drink that shit. I don't even drink like this. Is water?
This water.
Oh, good God. Yo, it's good though, Shan.
Well, you gonna tell us how you made all the hits. Now we got that in you. You gonna tell us how you made all the hits. Got him.
Just having fun, loving what you do. It's just like you with sports, man.
Right.
You know, when you fall in love with it, and if you have the spiritual and psychological and physical gifts or that inclination to do it, you go for it. You know what I'm saying? And I really love hip hop.
Bro, 5 years 5 decades, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, here we are, the 2020s. When you go back and look at it, in the 80s, you had Rock the Bells, I'm Bad, Going Back to Cali, I Need Love. 90s, Mama Said Knock You Out, Doing It, Lounging, Hey Lover, Round the Way Girl. 2000, Headsprung, Love You Better, Paradise. Bro, what's LL's favorite era of music that he's created?
I mean, yo, the new music I'm coming out with is crazy. Mm-hmm. I really love it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard for people because, see, as an artist, it's different from the commercial considerations, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
People have experienced all of those songs you're talking about. The new music, a lot of them haven't experienced it. I like the new music, though. It's crazy.
How much of the new stuff are we going to get the old LL?
I don't think you ever get... A true artist is always going to move the needle forward.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? You got to evolve, man. Like, you know, if James Cameron does a new movie, you know, even if it's a sequel, it's going to be a new version. It's going to be new technology. It's
Avatar is different than Titanic.
There you go. It's a new approach.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like, I mean, these records are crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, the joint I got with Saweetie, you know, it's, you know, called Proclivities.
Right.
It's, I mean, it's new. Shit is new. It's new, Shan.
Well, let me ask you this. L, you're one of the pioneers of this, and you've seen from the infancy of it.
Yeah.
Nobody thought it would be what it became.
Whoever thought? Yeah, exactly.
So you're at the very beginning, the grassroots of this thing, and you see where it is now.
Yeah.
Was it easier then to become what you became, or is it easier now?
Two different things. The barriers to entry were greater then.
Okay.
See, hip hop when I first started would be like the NFL or the NBA today, in the sense that you have to go through a certain process, go be vetted. There's a lot that goes into you actually making it to that level,
Okay.
to getting a recording contract.
Right.
Now, hip hop is pretty much democratized, which there are some good things about that, but it is different in the sense that it's like the whole audience can play now.
Okay.
Everybody can bounce the ball. Everybody can play quarterback.
Right.
Anybody can be a wide receiver or attempt.
Right.
So that changes the standards and the way things work. That being said, it's just completely different. Before it was harder to get in, but it was less noise once you got in.
Right.
Now you can get in like this, but it's so much noise. You got to really be, you got to really be him or be her.
Right.
To actually get
Right.
heard. You know what I mean? So like, me being able to cut through now, like we cracking a different type of code, you know what I'm saying? Like, my first joint dropped in '84. So for us to be having this conversation and for it to be like
That's 40
legit,
years,
like
Leo.
it's 40. No, it is. Legit music, like to have this conversation 40 years later is another level, you know what I'm saying? So I don't, you know what I mean?
We haven't had a rapper that have stood the test of time like LL. We've seen it when other genre R&B.
Yeah.
We see it in the movies. We
Rock
see,
and roll.
Yeah, we see it in a lot, but not the rap game, not to the level in which you've done it.
Yeah.
What do you think are some of the keys to your success?
Keys. First of all, you gotta love it. And you can't be so full of yourself that you can't hear nobody else talking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, some people, they operate in that space of they too cute for everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you can't learn nothing that way. And then you gotta humble yourself. Like one of the things I did, like straight up, I went back and studied how to rhyme again. It's like going back in the gym and working on your jump shot, going back and back on the field working on your footwork. Don't step back right off. You just, it's like, so I really focus on just improving and getting better at what I do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's the main thing, you know what I mean? Is loving it and being creative. And then also, I mean, you ain't gonna be able to connect with people that you can't relate to.
Right.
So all that running around with the Grey Poupon asterisk, what they call ascot.
Yeah,
asterisk.
yeah.
With an asterisk. Asterisk ascot. With the ascot around your neck and a goddamn long cigarette holder like a fucking 1940
Like the
director,
penguin,
all that shit. Like all that. You got to be able to connect with the people, at least for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I love connecting with the people and being a real, dude. And I also love the challenge, right? Because it's like, there are two audiences for LL when it comes to my music. There's a don't call it a comeback audience, and there's a he raps audience. And
Yes.
those two audiences are separate, but they're coming closer and closer together now because of the new music. So that's,
You said that you had to learn how to rhyme again. Was it because, not that you forgot, but because you had done so many other things in between when you originally started, because you had a TV, you had a sitcom, we're gonna get into that. You did movies, we'll get into that. You got a TV series, we'll get into that. So it was because you were doing so many other things. Did you lose the cadence? Did you what did LL lose that caused him to have to go back to the lab?
You don't have to lose anything to want to gain something.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't have to, nothing has, the desire to get better doesn't have to come with, loss or failure. It just comes with an aggressive spirit, that champion spirit. You want to go get it, you know what I'm saying? And I know that the game has evolved. I respect the artists out there that are out there now. I respect the way people process the music and the way people approach it. And I don't want to try to pick up where I left off. I want to give them a new version, because if you're going to coin a term like the GOAT, like I coined that term.
You did.
If you're going to coin that term that the whole world is using now, and you really consider yourself that, then you have to be able to deliver on call at any time when it comes to making this music and making these songs.
Right.
And so that was what it was. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that I was losing anything. It's just like, yo, this is an opportunity for me to show people what's possible. We're not used to artists going away 10, 15 years
No.
and reemerging and being hot. We're used to, oh, he's famous now, but the music's mediocre. Oh, he's a celebrity now. Yeah, I heard it once. We're used to that. We're not used to, yo, I can't wait to hear this Force album. Yo, this Saturday Night Special with John. Yo, this Passion. Yo, these joints is, I want to hear the rest of the, we're not used to that,
Right.
that level of anticipation from mature artists in hip hop. So that to me was another challenge. I took that as an opportunity. It's kind of like Bron playing in his 21st year.
Right.
Or 22nd, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that kind of a thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
As you did other things, and I don't want to use the term that you got, but you kind of like set rap went to the back burner, and now acting, TV shows, other things was prioritized.
Yeah.
How much in your own time away from the cameras, away from the stage, were you in the studio? Were you still honing that craft? Because if you don't use something, you lose something.
That's true.
So you've got to practice, even if it's not in front of an audience.
100%.
You got to keep that knife sharp.
Yeah, I've been in the studio for 1,000 years. I mean, I'm always messing around in the studio. I have countless albums that haven't been released. So I'm always tinkering around with something.
Okay.
I've been tinkering around with stuff for years, but the question is, am I ready to put something out? Is this something that I feel meets the standard of me stamping it and saying, yo, this is my new
Let's
thing.
go with this.
Right, because I do two different types of albums. And people who really know my career know this. I do culturally impactful albums, and then I do really weird kind of to the side albums that don't make a lot of sense to most people, but they get me off artistically.
Right.
Right? So it depends on the mood I'm in. The last time I did an album was one of those weird kind of small kind of experimental albums where I'm doing all these weird stuff. And I love it, right? This album, cultural impact album. So it's been probably 20, 30 years since I did one of those. Because of that long space in between with the show.
You do realize when you take this long off, don't call it a comeback. You supposed to have been here for years.
No, I've been here for decades, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more than years.
So you know the anticipation. You know who you are. You know what you represent.
100%.
You have the longest standing. Yeah, there were guys that did it before you, but they're not doing it currently, and they didn't do it as long. Because if you go back and look at it, Al, if you really look at it in its totality, even the greats might have had a 6-year, maybe a decade run.
Yeah.
Not a 2.
Not
a 3, not a 4. You've had a 4-decade run.
Yeah, 5. Yeah.
So you know what the expectations are.
Yeah.
You
No question. And I love that. I live for that. Like I raise the bar. I love it. I can't get enough of that, man. The more the bigger the challenge, the more I enjoy it.
The greater the accomplished, the greater the expectations that comes along with.
Good. Great. Good.
You
Turn
ready
the
for
mic
that?
on. Turn the mic on. You shit. Do a bear shit in the woods and wipe his ass with a rabbit? Your man ready, B. Yo, this is what I do. I love it, man. Look, let me explain something to you, man. I can't get enough of that, man. That's everything I love, baby.
I hear the passion. I see the excitement that you're exuding.
Let me tell you something, Shannon. I'm the dude on your team that's like, we down by a touchdown with 2 minutes. Yeah, let's get it. I'm at halftime. Like I love all the challenge. I want all the smoke. Oh, they don't think he could win the Super Bowl. I need to get that Super Bowl. Like you don't even understand, man. That shit turns me the fuck on, bro. Like I want to go get it. Like I'm very, 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 when people see me, it's so funny, they see these interviews the way he's just aggressive. I'm very aggressive.
Yes.
When it comes to going after my dreams, like animals, savage shit. You know what I mean?
I've always admired people that have accomplished so much and they go about it like they accomplished nothing. I look at rest his soul Kobe. I look at LeBron. I look at Jordan. I look at some of the greats, Tom Brady.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking at some of the Denzel, Sam. You look at them. I'm listening to you. You've got almost 5 decades in this, and the way you talk is like, man, I can't wait. This is my first album. I can't wait to release this. I can't wait for people to hear me, because you do realize now there's a large populace that only knows LL the celeb. They don't know LL the rapper.
And that's what I love about it. That's the opportunity. That's the opportunity
To convert.
Yo, let me tell you something. Like, it was on my Instagram. Follow me, by the way. Stop bullshitting. It was on my Instagram. This lady, a teacher, she had played my first single, Saturday Night Special with Rick Ross and Fat Joe. She played it for some kids.
Right.
And when they heard my part, the kids said to her, "Oh, wow, man, he would have been a great rapper if he wasn't an actor." Yo, Shannon, I love that shit. That's what gets me up, bro. Because you know what that is? That shows you that you have the skill, you have the ability, you have the wherewithal, you have the tools. Now it's just a matter of making them aware. I love that, man. I love that. Like, I love the idea of being able to look. Think about it this way. Here we are. I started in '84. Here's 2024, and we're talking about me breaking new ground in music. Just put it in perspective. This is like when I think about Kobe, when I think about y'all can't believe it, right? You just can't believe it, right? You
That's your people. That's your people, LL.
Yeah. Yo, we busy, Shannon. We got a lot of shit going on, bro.
I believe it. I believe it.
We got a lot of shit going. It's just like you think about Kobe, you think about Jordan, you think about like, Tom, who wearing my Giants out and all that. That's a whole nother thing, respectfully. But I remember seeing Tom at when he was the first bowl, and we was in a cafeteria or something around the festivity. I said, "Yo, y'all gonna win?" I was just seeing what he was just saying. We're gonna kick their ass. He was, but
Yeah.
But anyway, I
like
digress.
that.
What I mean? But he was on it. So yeah, it's an amazing feeling, man. I love it, B.
Because, let me ask you this. It's very interesting. Because you've been at the game for so long, you've had so much success, not only in the rap game, but in other avenues. How many of these young guys come up and ask your opinion or get your advice on certain things?
I mean, every now and then, man. But
Are you surprised more don't? Al, you do realize you got 84, that's 40.
Yo, I'm gonna be real with you, man. And I don't know. I might have been guilty of it too, man. I mean, when you're young and you get a couple of dollars, you think you know every guy. You do. What you gonna tell me? I know everything. My shit hot. I'm rocking. I got money in my pocket. You can't tell me nothing.
Yeah. My grandpa used to say, "Boy, money don't buy sense, though."
You ain't lying, especially common sense. I might buy some incense.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But you were the first that I can recall rapper that actually sung to women.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's an answer to that too, Tony.
Tell me why? Because obviously you was having success doing it, and everybody was having success doing it away. What made you? Because did you feel you was taking a risk or a chance at the time, getting away from what everybody had known LL to be and what everybody else were already doing?
Well, the answer is, first of all, the risk didn't matter to me.
Okay.
Because I do what I'm inspired to do.
Okay.
And like as a kid, I would laugh at peer pressure. To a certain extent, it meant nothing to me. So I did it because it was from the heart.
Right.
And I did it because, I like girls. I want to rap to them. It was pretty simple. It was pretty basic. Like, it wasn't really even that deep of a... Now, mind you, did I get some resistance from certain label people and certain producers and a little bit of that.
Right.
This shit got my mouth watering, B. I'm so not used to alcohol. I feel like I'm fucking around it. You know what I mean?
But it got you hyped. But see, now we getting the real LL, because he hyped now.
Now you get the real regardless. You know, super juice to get the real, man. You get the real regardless. No, but yeah, I just was inspired. I was inspired, Shan.
Did you, because, let me ask you a question. What did the rap, the hip hop community say? Because that was the first that you spoke directly to them.
Yeah. They a lot of them weren't too happy, Shan. They weren't too happy.
Were they not? Were they upset because you did it first, or were they upset that they couldn't do it.
I think they was upset that they was sitting in their car and their girl looked really excited to hear my shit. That's what I think. And she was, you know what I mean? She was, you know,
she was with it.
She got them little shorts on, that baby oil on them legs, that LL shit playing, homie sitting there tight as a drum. I mean, that's, you know, that's nasty, B. It's got to feel nasty. You know what I mean?
But let me ask you a question. How was it like? Because the hate. It can't. But how would you able to stay so focused? Because that man, he making that old kitty. He making that stuff.
No, it wasn't because it wasn't Kitty. It was.
I know it wasn't, but that's what they tried to label you.
You know what? It come with the territory, man. I was hanging out with guys that, you know, were hustling every day and doing all kinds of getting smooth on them.
Yeah.
He hit me with the
little hot. It's a little hot. It's a little hot in LA.
It's fucking, so I didn't even entertain it, Shan.
Really?
Nah, because I would talk about it in the records a little bit, but like when you super excited, man, you got that jewelry hanging, man, and them cars, and you moving around, man, you ain't
the fat chain, the cane, the fat chain with the cane.
He on the corner, he tight, he upset, like it don't. It's like right. You know, it just. I didn't feel that. I just never felt that kind of pressure from that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Where did you get inspiration from? Did you always know what you wanted to be? Was there anything LL wanted to be outside of Did you want to play sports? Did you want?
Yeah, of course. I wanted to be a football player. You know what I'm saying? That was like a huge dream of mine to be a football player. And,
well, hell, you still in shape right now. You might.
Yeah, right. give him a run on the field and run off. Yeah, I give you a run. I can run on the field. Hey, all right, get your ass back off that
a running back.
You know, that was the dream back then. You know what I'm saying? Like I loved football and I loved boxing. You know what I'm saying? I never saw myself being a boxer, but I was always in love with boxing and I wanted to play football. Like that was the two sports, you know what I'm saying? But I did all kind of sports growing up. I did gymnastics, wrestling, judo, karate,
right.
Ichuan, Wing Chun. I was just like an athletic, that was my thing, you know what I'm saying?
Well, obviously New York is the birthplace of hip hop.
Yeah.
Who inspired LL?
Man, all the early MCs, even before vinyl, from Treacherous 3, from the Cold Crush, from, Fantastic Romantic Freaks, from then a little later from Fearless 4, obviously Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, Crash Crew, Soul Sonic Force, Zulu, all of that. And then there was all kinds of artists in between there, like, there was Eddie Chiba's tapes floating around and, this tape floating around, and it was the most amazing time in the world for me, man. It's like, I felt like as a young black man walking around in my neighborhood, you feel invisible.
Right.
Your friends die, nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? This was like the first time that I heard people sounding so empowered and so strong. It was like magical for me. You know what I'm saying? Like it was magical, B. It was magical, man.
Did you know the first time that you started, I don't know where you were in your bedroom, you were in your basement, and you was like, you heard somebody doing, you're like, I think I can do that.
100%.
As a matter of fact, I know I can do that.
Well, you know what the thing is about when you really want to be successful, you know that it's not really about I can do that. It's about the step through that magical doorway.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When you're imagining it, you're seeing it in your mind, and then you're as a little kid, you start remember, I became a fan of hip hop and became, as soon as it was born, I was 8 years old. And then 9, 10, 11. At 12 years old, I started writing, 11 or 12.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing this literally my whole life,
right.
For real. This ain't I started 10 years ago. Even that. This ain't even 20 years ago.
No.
This is from 8 years old to
damn
now.
near 50 years ago.
Yo, you know what I mean? Well, not quite, but damn, Shannon.
We about the same age, JLL.
We are.
I think
I'm older than you.
What you got me by a year or two? I'm
Right.
56.
Well, I'm 56. So we
the same. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Congratulations. Hey,
you tried to hold it off. You tried to hold it off.
Congratulations, man. You know what I mean?
We had, We closer to 60,
Yeah,
but we look good though.
I feel good. My bones still hard. You know what I mean? All of them.
That's see you drank a lot of milk when you was growing up.
Something like that.
You're one of the few, I think now, back then, you might have been your largest audience, and correct me if I'm wrong, you had the females from the jump. I don't know if it was the lick lip licking. I don't know if it was the Kango, the swag.
Shannon, whatever you do, don't do no rap records, bro.
Whatever you do. I'm gonna have flow. I have flow. I have flow. No, real talk.
Flow on that 40, on that 40-yard dash. Yeah, you had some flow, all right. Knocking heads off. You gonna take their necks off.
Yeah, but I'm saying, though, I mean, your base, especially, it's expanded, obviously, but the women loved you from the jump. You tried to do that too. That's why you did that.
Yeah. That's why. Yeah, that's why. That was the goal. Yeah, of course. Man, listen, man, I had both audiences, man. You know, it's just, you know, hey man, if they was choosing, they was choosing, bro. Like,
right.
Don't blame, don't
women buy records.
Yo, blame the game. No, because they try to, see, guys are funny. That's like a little tactic, dudes use on me. I had both fans, bro. Both fans. Both.
Let me ask you a question.
Like when it Rock the Bells had both fans. I'm Bad had both fans.
Do you care if they buying records?
Yeah, I want them all about.
Exactly.
I want them all about.
So if 70,
I love the women, but there wasn't no 70. It wasn't like that.
No, I know it wasn't no 70, but I'm just saying.
Dudes love 4321 and love I Shot You and love Ill Bomb and love.
Mama said knock you out. It wasn't the women saying no. Mama said knock you out. It was the guys. I
know.
Going back to Cali.
But you know, it's just kind of like dudes always try to undermine a dude. If a guy walks in and the girls are looking at him, it's just like,
he ain't all that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he's not a man's man.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Right.
It was both audiences, man. But I'll tell you this, I'll keep it real with you. I never at least early on, most of the time with the taking the shirt off and all that, that was about just taking your shirt off because you're a little kid.
Right.
That morphed into something else.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about. You go, growing up, kids are running around and, you 16, 17, you got your shirt off.
Yeah, for sure.
It ain't like shirt off,
But we mainly did that, and we at the park playing ball, and they out there watching.
Yeah, but it ain't like baby Al Drizzy with the goddamn shirt going off and shit. Like it wasn't like
Okay.
It was just like whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
But nah, man, I love both audiences, man. Like that's why this album is so, I think, balanced in that regard. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to make sure that my male audience dudes, it ain't about it's about the art. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I made it's warm in this month.
Well, hey, turn this off.
Yeah, no, I mean it's all good, but I just
I'm
in a minute, you ain't gonna have no wrinkles because this shit gonna sweat all the wrinkles out of me.
Just keep going.
Some ice?
Yeah.
And the way you want some ice.
Yeah.
I need
Okay.
some. No, I'm good. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Do you write or do you freestyle?
I write my songs. I don't know what.
Have you ever had a ghostwriter?
No. I've collaborated with people on choruses.
Right.
Collaborated with people on different things, but all of these songs that I'm thinking of,
That's you.
Come on, bro. I don't even know where people like. That's a very interesting thing.
Because I heard they saying I don't know, was it Paradise that they said 50 wrote for you?
50 Cent wrote the chorus, bro.
But you heard that too, right?
Of course I heard it.
Okay.
He wrote the chorus. If you baby, I'm not. We've been through this before. Acting like the elves can't bag him no more. He ain't write that shit.
That's you.
Of course. Like people be tripping. But that's a big compliment for me.
Yeah.
When you get to the point where you've been doing it so long and you're so prolific that they look like somebody else shot the basketball. LeBron didn't shoot that shit.
Right.
That was fucking KD.
Yeah.
KD really shot that shit. Or that was, Steph shot that shit. Like that's how.
Because you've been in the game so long, El, why is ghostwriting frowned upon so much?
Well, because as an MC, you're supposed to write your stuff together.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You are. You know, it's different. Like if you get in the studio, let's say you're working with an artist, like, and we write a song together, and I'm collaborating with somebody on something. That would be different from somebody writing my rhymes, writing my verses, writing out my lyrics, because then you're not a real MC. You're not. It would be like somebody. It's different. It's like being a pop act.
Wow.
It's like being a pop act. It's very different. Collaborating with somebody and sitting there like, and y'all coming up with lines together. That's one way of doing it, and you can do that and play around with some songs and mess around. But when it comes to doing Mama Said Knock You Out,
but the outsource, hey, I need you to come up with something for you, boy.
Nah, it don't work. It don't work, B. It's ridiculous. And it's funny to me because like people just be wanting to like, you know, like, do I got to write some shit right now? Like, do I have to literally sit here right now and write a rhyme for people to like what we need to do?
Do you feel people like when people say LL has ghostwriter or they've accused?
I don't hear that a lot.
No, but do you feel they try to shortchange you and undermine you?
I mean, they gotta. You gotta do something.
Why they just can't go and give you the credit that you deserve?
I mean, Shannon, it's like seeing a dude who's in shape. Oh, he's on steroids. It's easier to say that.
Yeah.
It's easier to say, oh, you know.
Because I'm doing what you won't do, like going to the gym, eating like I'm supposed to, exercising.
Yo, dog, like, I remember when I first lost weight, when I did my, you know, physical transformation back in 2000, came out with Love You Better. Dudes was running around talking, I got a rib removed. What the fuck is you talking about, bro? Like, I got a ghost rib. You know, like, motherfuckers like, you got the ghostwriter, go with the ghost rib.
Wow.
You know? And you know why they say this? Because they see a scar over here. Shannon, got my appendix taken out, bro. Wow. You know, that...
Yeah.
People actually do that.
Yes.
I know that might seem like an amazing, unbelievable announcement to people, but people get their appendix taken out.
For sure.
Motherfucker said, I got a rib removed. So I collaborate with somebody on a song. Oh, he got a ghostwriter. Dudes is crazy. Because
of some of the heavy hitters you have on this album, you think we're going to hear some whispers of No. I mean, after this they will, because you just put it out in the ether, and that's, you know, it probably was 5 comments, that'll be 500, but whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, listen, man, you know, anybody who, you know, if you feel that way, then, you know, there's a lot of ways to find out. You know what I mean? So, you know, if they want to go there and we really want to fake, like if you think that I've been rapping since 8 years old using ghostwriters, like, you know, if y'all really that stupid. Hold on, you try to get down with the verses? I mean, hold on, you like that? Hold on, you really try?
Well, the verses can't prove none of that. What I'm saying is.
Oh, you talking about just write battle?
I'm saying like however you want to do it. Like we can write. You know, we can go ban for ban. You know, like if y'all wanna sit, we can go M for M. If y'all wanna sit somewhere and write something, we can do that. And let's just see how it go. Like that's my challenge. So they can talk all that bullshit they want. Yo, bring the pen and the pad, turn the cameras on, turn the beat on. Let's sit in the studio together. Never cut the camera. Leave it on.
How long we getting?
It don't matter. It
So
don't even matter.
I bring somebody in the studio. We gonna get the cameras rolling. We got a beat. We got 1 hour.
You goddamn right. I'm gonna whoop their ass.
What?
I'm gonna whoop their ass, B.
Y'all heard it, man.
Yo, Shannon. Yo, Shannon. All right. Hey, listen, man. Listen, yo, Shannon. I'm trying to tell you, man. Listen to your man. Listen. I mean, I know everybody want to come up with all these fantasies and these tall tales about different shit, but there's a reason why the guy who started Def Jam is sitting there right here, right now. There's a reason, Shannon. This isn't there's a reason why the guy who's the first artist on Def Jam, T-La Rock had It's Yours.
Right.
It was a song. It was on the Streetwise Party Time label. It was Def Jam Productions. I bought that record. I made a demo and sent it in to Rick. Ad Rock and the Beastie Boys heard it and sent it. There's a reason why I'm still here. And I'm not being cocky. This ain't about no cocky rocky shit, because I don't do that. That's how you get your head handed to you. I'm just saying there's a reason why I'm still here. You know what I mean? You can't manufacture this, Shannon. You can't manufacture this, bro.
Not that long.
This is not what it is. So, but my thing is, instead of you guys want to comment, people want to question, you want to question what I am, then You know, you want to lace up and you want to race Hussein. You want to race Hussein. You want to race Dion.
You the lift sparring champ.
You know what I'm saying?
Believe you the lift sparring champ?
All I'm basically saying is, man, like I'm ready to. If anybody want to write rhymes and we want to sit there and see what that is, we could do it, and we could just settle it.
How about? I think one of the first diss records that I actually heard was you and Kool Moe Dee going back and forth.
Right.
Was that the official first diss that you?
No. It was not.
Who was the first diss?
It was many of them, but I mean,
really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But y'all made it popular.
We popularized at that point, but there was the Cold Crush versus the Fantastic Romantic. There was Moe Dee when he went at Busy B, which was like really Cold Crush and Fantastic Romantic were always kind of a great back and forth thing. Busy B versus Moe Dee was like super popular at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like that battle between them two was crazy. That everybody loved that.
What caused you and Moe Dee to go at it?
I mean, same type of shit you talking right now. All this old bullshit, ghostwrite, this, that, fucking girls, all this old shit. Same shit you talking. Same bullshit. It's same bullshit. You know why? Because this is what they want to hear. Y'all want to hear that bullshit. They love it, man. I can't get away from this shit. All I want to do is make an album. And
who started?
I gotta go.
Did you start or he start?
You know I ain't start that shit, Shannon.
I
ain't start this shit just now. Who started this shit?
I
just sat down.
I was just asking about a ghostwriter.
You got a ghostwriter?
I'm just. I don't think I'm asking any questions that you haven't been asked.
That's like,
especially now because they're like, "But damn, L, 40 years."
Yeah, but that's asking like Wemby. You know, you got lifts in your shoes. You know, it's just like, come on, bro. Like 7'4", dog. you asking a 7-footer if he got lifts in his shoes,
right? So let me. But you grew up in New York. They battle rapping. I mean, like, because I saw was it a documentary of? I think it was a documentary of hip hop, and they had all these, like you said, Grandmaster Flash. You had Melody, and you had the Cold Crush. And you have different groups, and they just meet up somewhere
and battle.
Is that how you grew up? Is that why you like following that? You like? Did you ever battle?
Oh yeah, of course.
So in order, so that's how you really cut your teeth.
I cut my teeth battling, rhyming in public, rhyming in ciphers, indirect battling just by rhyming with people. I did it the real way. I did everything in hip hop as a MC you could,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like the whole thing. I did it battling. I did it rhyming in ciphers. I did it being in groups. I DJ'd. I started off DJing before I even, I was DJing. It's breakdancing. Wasn't shit, but I was breakdancing.
That's in the Olympics now.
Yeah, I know. It's a good thing it ain't me. It's a good thing it ain't me in that joint. You know what I mean? But no, breakdancing, graffiti.
Right.
I did it like, I'm really like the embodiment of all that. Like hip hop, man. Like, I really have lived this shit. Like for real. Like on every level, Shan.
Not playing Best Ball DraftKings, you're missing out. Here's what you need to know. DraftKings Best Ball Millionaire Contest is the biggest fantasy contest ever. We're talking $15 million in guaranteed prize pool with two millionaires being crowned for first and second place. If you're a set it and forget it type, then Best Ball is for you. No waiver wires, no roster management, bigger rosters so injuries won't end your season. Only the draft, and that's it. You're set for the season. Still not convinced? Check this out. This year, DraftKings is offering everyone draft one, get one special. Your $20 entry fee scores a bonus ticket. Get in on the best ball action. Download DraftKings app. Use code Shannon. That's code Shannon. All customers who enter NFL Best Ball 15 Millionaire Contest to get a bonus ticket and get a shot at being crowned one of 2 millionaires. Only on DraftKings. This tattoo.
Yeah, the mic on my arm.
How did you, because it's always interesting when people say what was the inspiration behind the tattoo and why they got the tattoo. Why did you decide to get a mic?
Man, this thing took me around the world, Shannon. This thing took me around the world, you know what I'm saying? And it's always on, the switch is on. Took me around the world. It is a game changer. Let my voice be heard, writing and saying the things that are important to me. Getting it out there in the world, and then on the other side, I got respect. Even though it looks like a tribal, it says respect. because
Okay.
you got to give it to get it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, but this mic, man, I mean, it was a game changer, you know? Like, I mean, just what we did with Def Jam. Just think about how the world would be different if I didn't send my tape into Def Jam.
Look, I find this big. I find because it relates to this microphone. Cannabis you heard his voice, his verse, and he said, "Yo, L, is that a mic on your arm?
Let me borrow that."
Let me borrow that."
Yeah. Yeah, and
You didn't take that. You didn't take it as a compliment.
not at that time. I was an egomaniac.
But I thought you said you wasn't no egomaniac.
No, I said I'm not an egomaniac right now. I ain't never tell you. I also said to you, when I was younger, I wasn't listening to nothing nobody had to say. Did I not tell you that,
You
Shannon?
did. You did.
You know, with your bad prosecuting ass. Cannabis. He hit Brandon to me when my ego was a little. I should have just said, nah, you know. He was like, because I met him, I saw him outside the studio, and he said, yo, oh man, I'm gonna get a tattoo just like yours. And I was like, you gotta get your own. But that's how it was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, I felt like somebody was trying to wear my boxing trunks or something. It was
Right.
like, or you go walk in the locker room and the dude got your cleats on. That's how it felt to me.
Okay. So when he told you, so you didn't
didn't
look
like
at the side of respect. You're like, hold on, bro, stop biting my style. Get your
I
own.
was immature. I was immature. I wasn't involved. Savage, man. Savagery, man. Animal, man. It wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault. I mean, you know, he just ran into a maniac. You know, he ran into a guy that's so intense that he could start hip hop at eight years old and be in his 50s still doing it. It's a lot of intensity.
Right.
You got to understand that comes with a lot of intensity.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I just, back then in my mind, it was just like, don't even come near anything that's mine.
So you feel like anybody that they were
At
like,
that time.
they was coming at L.
At any level, man. Like, don't come near nothing that I claim to be mine. I'm defending it like a...
Yeah, but you claiming everything. You can't claim everything.
Everything. Everything. And her. Like, everything. Everything. Foul. You know what I mean? You see that trailer of Denzel? I don't know what his character is in the new Gladiator.
Yeah.
And he got like, whatever that was, I didn't see it yet,
Right.
but I'm just saying, everything, B. I want it all, man. Savagery, man. Sword off, sword out, shirt off. I'm running in the village. I want it all. I want everything.
So when you have these bad, you had this with Kool Moe Dee, and you had this with Cannabis.
Mm-hmm.
When it was all said and done, you bump into him.
Mm-hmm. I love him. I love you now. Oh, I love you. It's only on the field.
Right.
It's on the court. I don't, ain't no issue.
We don't take anything. We don't take anything off the because they do that now.
No, but
so you keep it on the wax. You keep it on the mic.
Keep it on the wax. You gotta because, look, man. Like one thing about me. Yeah, like I talked about the challenges of studio rhyming. Let's do it. You got questions. Let's answer them. But when it comes to like treating people as human beings and treating men as men and women as women and treating people with respect, I do that.
Right.
You got to give it to get it. I don't play them games.
Right.
Like I don't do the cocky rapper Hollywood tough guy shit because Shannon, as you know, and especially in football, because the damn kicker, he's tough. Yeah. Everybody think they tough in football. Everybody tough.
Oh, people gonna find out just how tough you are now.
Exact. That's my point. So you don't put yourself in that position. You don't go in the locker room with your chest poked out, trying to be the baddest dude in the locker room. Because you're gonna get knocked out quietly by a teammate, and nobody gonna talk about it, and then everybody gonna be good.
Right.
So don't do that.
Right.
So I learned. So I would never try to go up against these dudes in person or press them or be a
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't need
just keep it on wax.
No, just keep it on wax, on vinyl. And that's what I did. But that being said, when it comes to that vinyl, like I was, extremely, and to a certain extent I still am. Like, I just, I would have to make, it would just have to be somebody that's worth my time. But other than that, leave me alone. You know what I mean?
When it comes to you look at Jay-Z and Nas, 50 and Ja Rule had theirs, Tupac, Biggie, and now Kendrick and Drake.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna put you in there. I don't know who your favorite diss is. Was it Moe Dee or Cannabis? But if you had to rank 1 through 5, the greatest rap diss,
you can't do it that way. I know what you want, but let me explain to you why.
Explain it to me.
Because context is everything.
Okay.
It's like there's no way to measure when Kareem was playing or Magic and Bird were playing versus, let's say, LeBron now.
Right.
Or Steph. You can't measure it.
Okay. Two different eras.
Not only is it two different eras, but the internet, the context of the internet, it saturates everything.
Right.
So yeah, you know, like the internet makes everything 10 times, you get a narrative, you know what I mean? I'm targeting your house, I'm rearranging your furniture.
Right.
I got, you know what I mean? It's too much, so it's different. That being said, I think they were all great for different reasons. And I think all of the people that you mentioned are supremely talented. Now, some had good days, some had off days, but that's sports. That's entertainment, that's art. It happens. But all of those dudes are talented. Like, I'm not, like, I got respect for those guys, man, like all of them. Like, I'm not funny style like that. You know what I'm saying? In terms of, I don't know, it depends. You know,
because a lot of people don't even realize, because they don't think if it happened before the internet, it didn't happen. So now the internet, everything that the internet, this the greatest player we've ever seen. He's the greatest football.
And half of them was born before the internet. So
like,
I guess
bro,
you ain't never happened.
I say, bro, stop this. So people,
it's like dudes don't know that. Yo, it's like, dog. You know, your moms was having sex before the internet. You don't believe me?
You older than the
No,
internet.
you don't believe me? You don't believe your mama was having sex before the internet, nigga?
Do you believe this is good for is this good for the music?
I think it's great. I think it's great in the sense of reaching people. Now, you know, look, dude, does it cause the records, when you got a hot record, you know, people, they get into it quick and they play that joint.
Not like us.
Yo, they play them joints. I love that joint. They play them joints like, you know, like it's not like back in the days where the radio would kind of manage your consumption.
Yeah.
You know, even the TV shows. You have a TV show now, like people gonna listen to that joint. They're gonna watch your whole season in an hour.
Right.
You know, this shit is, you know,
Yeah.
When's the new season? I
Right.
just made that shit last week. But nah, I think it's great, man. I you know, just is what it, just different.
But if it gets to a situation like, okay, Kendrick and Drake, and then Rick Ross goes to Canada, and then you see that situation happen like it does.
Yeah.
If we just gonna keep it on wax,
No, you got to keep.
I'm all for that.
First of all, Ross is my man.
Yeah.
That, you know what I'm saying, that's my dog.
Right.
I have respect for all of them guys. I don't think that there's any reason to go beyond. Like, we have to keep things in their perspective, man. Lives are too important. All of the people that you named have lives that are valuable.
right?
You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
50 went through something that was very traumatic in his life. He realizes the importance of his life. That's why he lives it fearlessly. All of these men that you mentioned, and there's women out there too, their lives mean something. And they deserve to be able to live, you know, and make their music and have a battle, have a friendly battle, have an insult contest, have some fun, but don't take it beyond that.
Right.
You shouldn't have to lose your life in order to, you know, have some fun and have a fun battle. Because that's all it really is, because none of this shit is that serious,
Right.
Shannon. You know, at the end of the day, you know, if you got a remote control, food on the table, AC and heat, you Gucci.
Right.
And your lights is on. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
not that serious. To take, you know.
Somebody's life.
Yeah, we don't need to
Yeah.
attack. When I see you, you gotta, my man gotta, you know, but a lot of that is also the youthful vibe. Like, you know, we used to have fights outside movie theaters and, you know, little things,
Yeah.
you know, little dust
Little brushed up. Yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah,
things
that's-
happen,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
You might be young in the Navy and, you know, getting a, you know, little bar fight, dude, one, you know, give a dude a little touch up. It happens.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not for this.
Right. When L is in his car and he's not listening to himself, who are some of the rappers you listen to?
Like all day long?
Yeah, I mean, who you like? Obviously, you know, we got these new. We got the Drake and the K Dots and the Lil Wayne, but who does L like?
LL Cool J, now fuck with you. It's a great answer. Who do I like? I like a lot of different artists, man. But I listen to everything. I listen to everything from SZA to from Lil Baby to SZA, from, I mean, you name it, man. It could be, it depends. But I might listen to Bob Marley, man. You know, I might listen to Bob Dylan. I might listen to the Eurythmics. I might listen to
Annie Lennox, Sweet Dreams.
I might listen to that. I might
Here
listen.
comes the rain again.
You know what I mean? I listen to whatever moves me in the moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel obligated to listen to nothing. But if I want to hear Glorilla, if I want to hear Sexy Red, I'll listen to it.
Right.
If the Meg joint is playing and I'm feeling it, I'll play it. If it's a little Nicki, is it Cardi? Is it, you know what I'm saying? Is it Lil Durk? We got to hear some Durk on there? Okay. You know, if I need to hear it, you know what I mean? Do I want to hear some ASAP Rocky or, you know what I mean? I want to go to Canal Street with it? Like it depends on my mood. I might listen to Rihanna though, but then I might listen to Sia. I might listen to Mick Jagger. You know what I'm saying? Like, I listen to what I just, because I like greatness.
Right.
Michael Jackson, Prince. I like greatness, man. Right. You know, but then I flip it and, you know, Lauryn Hill's son with that song, you know, that joint, you know, like.
Oh, I got one. I got two questions for you. Give me your Mount Rushmore Def Jam artist.
Def Jam artist?
Yeah. Yeah, you heard it?
Def Jam artist?
Def. D-E-F. Yeah. I rapped that one. I spit that one. I quit.
Well, I mean, listen, look, if you told me, look.
Mount Rushmore, that's 4 heads. I'm listening
Def
to
Jam. So, I'm the first artist on Def Jam. So, I mean, not having
all that. Look here, man. Your Honor, he filibustering.
Filibuster.
He meandering. He meandering me.
The fucking ghostwriting king over here. You know, the whole interview.
I will help the people at home.
Now we're having these people where they're gonna be wearing me the fuck out about this nonsense about some fucking ghostwriting.
Hey,
but listen.
Okay, my rush. Okay, we got Jay-Z, we got Kanye, we got LL, we got Rihanna, we got DMX, we got Luda, we got Nas, we got Jay-Z. LL got to put 4 heads.
Jay-Z twice.
No.
Secondly, you didn't say Public Enemy. Okay, so you talking about the Def Jam? How you gonna do it? How you gonna
put 4 heads on there? You know you was there. Put 4 heads on there.
It's LL. It's Public Enemy. It's the Beastie Boys, and it would have to be. It would have to be Slick Rick.
Okay, that's all you had to say.
Because it's Def Jam.
Okay, was Hov not in Def Jam?
Yeah, 1,000 years later.
Let me ask you a question. If I say, give me your Mount Rushmore presidents, I'm not talking about no. I'm not saying the current heads. I'm saying all the presidents. If you want to put all the presidents, give me 4. So since all the 4, I want 4 Def Jam artists.
This motherfucker is crazy.
I need 4 Def Jam artists.
We got one. Certified. We got one.
Oh, I'm coming back with another. I got another one too.
No, I ain't finished. Let's stay on that for a minute.
Okay.
Like I said, when you think about that era, when you think about, when you think about Mount Rushmore, see, most people, it's a lot of ways. What's the criteria for it? Is the metric popular success? Is the metric impact meaning? Is the metric because Public Enemy, what they did in terms of building a label, LL, what he did in terms of building a label, and then I'm sorry, what about Rick and Russell?
LL, it's your list. Whatever metric you want to use. It ain't my list.
Your Honor. So just so we're clear, Your Honor, it's whatever evidence I want to use.
Yes.
Your Honor. All right.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So his evidence is inadmissible. It's all of my shit. Anything I'm thinking about, Your Honor.
Anything. That's you. Right. Okay. That's you.
Yeah. So like I said, you got to have LL Cool J. You got to have the Public Enemy. You got to have the Beastie Boys, and you gotta probably do Slick Rick because now these comments are gonna be nuts because
I don't know what the comments gonna be. I hadn't read the comments yet.
You know exactly what the comments gonna be. This shit's so teed up. They're gonna be wearing me out. This shit's gonna be crazy. This shit's gonna be nuts. He's capping. He's hating. It's like LL's yo.
You know, I tell you what I'm do. I would give you a chance to redeem yourself.
The king of cap.
I would give you a chance to redeem yourself.
The cap king. Yo, they go. Oh my God. I can read it now. Let me get some water and shit as I prepare for this bullshit. Hold up. Let me just prepare myself for this bullshit.
Let me go ahead and toast that. I like that list.
Now we toasting water.
That's his list now. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
What can you do any what about not just Def Jam? What about
all right. You know what? 4 pictures of Rihanna. Everybody happy now?
No. He already gave you his list. But let me ask you this, L. when people talk about greatest rappers of all time, term that Ali was the first to say it, I'm the greatest of all time, but you coined the phrase GOAT.
Which incidentally I got because of Earl the Manigault.
Yeah.
The street
Yeah.
put them together.
Yeah.
But yes, okay.
When they talk about these, you hear them mention Hove and Tupac and Biggie and Nas and Eric and Rakim and KRS One, all of them. Wayne. L never comes up, bro.
I don't know if that's true. I don't feel like that. I don't feel like that at all.
No, I'm not. I'm saying, and I was thinking, me and my homeboy was talking, I was like, man, the man has stood the test of time for 40. Nobody's had a career that spanned this long.
But that's okay. Everybody got the right to entitled to their own opinion, man. I don't what am I supposed to feel? Am I supposed to fucking feel left out?
Hell yeah.
Why?
Man, you don't think when they talk about the greatest time?
I got Grammys. I'm in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I mean, my resume speaks for itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, the dudes that they mentioned, you know, most of them had, you know, peak success at the birth of the internet. Why would I trip off of that? And guess what?
What?
I grew up in the music. I started off at 16. I just don't care about that shit. Like, that's not, because.
Did you used to care?
No, because I already believe that about myself. That's why I coined the term. You got to remember, like, they're calling everybody the term that I created, not a term that they. So it's like, oh, you know, he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. So for me, it's like, think about it from my end. It's like, why would I care? Why would I care? Explain to me why I would care.
Why you would care?
Yeah.
I think when you have the level of success that you've had, and a lot of guys.
I think that sentence just ends. I think that.
No. I'm just saying. I mean,
that's why I wouldn't care.
No, but when you've had the level of success,
right.
We all want validation. Hold on. That Grammy is validation. That Emmy you got is validation. That star on the Walk of Fame is validation. The Kennedy Honor Award is validation. You don't want those? You didn't want those.
Yeah, I think you're putting them all.
No. I'm just asking a simple question. Simple yes or no will suffice.
It's different from up here.
How?
It's different.
Is that not validation for what you've done? Is that in Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yes, it's all validation.
But you don't want that.
It's all validation.
But you don't want that.
No. I want it all. I want it all.
What say that?
I want it all.
Okay.
However, here's the difference. You know what I mean? You're not gonna make me care about some shit just because I got this shit. It's like, yo, I got a brown couch, I got a green couch, I got a purple couch, I got a blue couch. You ain't gonna make me care about this motherfucking gray couch over here because you want me to want the gray couch. I got all them couches. I don't need that couch because I got all them couches. You know what I'm saying? But you try to make me want this particular couch because somebody else funky ass is sitting.
So it's easier.
No. It ain't about no easy. No. Dog, listen. when you launch, you know, a label like Def Jam.
Yes.
When you get, you know, when you scoop up a couple of Grammys, get nominated 11 times, when you get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, when you get Kennedy Center honors, when you have albums platinum in a row, when you have all of these accolades, when your wall is full of
10,
whatever it is.
10 consecutive platinum.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Oh, you know.
Whatever it is. Nah, I have my people write that. You know what I mean? You know, when you do, when you have all of that,
yeah,
you don't trip off of, like, I don't see lack.
Oh.
I don't see lack.
You fulfilled, you got everything.
I see I see abundance, bro. Like, I'm winning. What you want me to do? Like, why y'all want me to be mad? Like, they just want me to be mad about some shit. They want me to be mad. I see what it is. Yeah. I see what they want me to be mad. Ain't got nothing to be mad. What am I be mad at, man? Like what? I'm gonna be mad because another person loves Tupac?
Right.
Like, why would I be mad because somebody else loves Tupac? Right. That's like, you know, like, listen, I respect Bron at the highest height. I like Jordan.
Right.
I know you're a Bron guy.
Yes.
I'm not mad at you for that.
Right.
I'm not mad at somebody because they love Biggie. I'm not mad at somebody because they think Wayne is dope. Because guess what? All three of them are dope. And I do respect their artistry. And they do got some hot ass shit. So I can understand that and respect that. Of course. But you gotta remember, when you talk to me, you're talking to an MC. See, people are only thinking about the rap career. They're not thinking about the MC. And the one thing the difference is that MCs appreciate other MCs. MCs don't, that's not, the thing that people think is missing is actually motivation and inspiration. That only gives me a desire to want to do better, to make a better album, to make more shit, to make hotter shit, and to prove my case on the music. You cannot talk your way into the Hall of Fame. You can't talk your way into none of that shit. You can't talk your way into a Super Bowl championship. You have to deliver. So if somebody has an opposing opinion, then you got to respect that and do something about it in the booth.
But check L's resume.
Homie. In terms of my personal accomplishments, because you remember, you raised the term validation, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I think I got enough validation, if that's what I was looking for. Right. However, here's the thing. I never set out looking for validation, because the whole key to MCing and the whole key to even life and being successful is to be self-validated. The validation comes when you validate yourself. You gotta have self-validation. You gotta be able to look in the mirror and say, I'm gonna go kick ass. I'm gonna get that job interview. I'm gonna take it to the next level. I'm gonna take my life and my career and elevate it. I'm gonna go, I believe in me. When you believe in you and you self-reference you, when you understand deep in your heart and in your soul that you're capable of going to the next level, you don't need no validation from nobody else. I don't walk in no rooms wishing that somebody would say something different. I'm who I am. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like that's important.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Is record sales, is ticket sales validation? Does that validate?
Everything can be validation of some sort. Everything. A motherfucker could tell you they like your shirt and it's validation. You're gonna go buy 900 of the same fucking shirt, so you keep getting validate me some more. Validate me some more. And he said, hey, got that validation. Motherfucker wanna buy your L. Got that validation. Got that validation for you, partner. Like, what we doing? We gonna just validate, like just be validated out? Like, what we doing, man? We gonna roll up some got that validation pack. You're like, we gonna just roll up the validation pack. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's just like, yo, listen, man, it's nothing wrong. Listen, I love awards just like the next man.
Right.
I love accolades like the next man. And I respect them too. And I respect all of those bodies that bestowed those honors on me. I really do. And you do have millions of people who think that LL is the GOAT. It doesn't matter whether they show up in this poll or that survey or whatever, because I see them every day in the comments.
Right.
Every day. Every day. If you go in my comments right now on YouTube and you look at Passion, you'll see it. But the point is, how do you feel about you? How do you feel about your game? When you step on the court, when you step on the field, are you on your A game?
Right.
Are you maximizing your potential? Are you being the best that you could be? When you bone up for that bar exam, are you on your A game? You know what I'm saying? Do you need somebody to tell you look great today? Like, this is real shit.
Right. So when on this album, the fourth that's coming out,
yeah,
you believe that you laid your best work down.
Thus far, yeah, I do.
And you sleep good at night knowing that this is the best.
100%. Absolutely. Shit is hot. I love it. And that don't mean everybody gotta like it.
Right.
I love it. Yeah.
Have there ever been an album that you put out that you like, this gonna rock, and didn't get the commercial success that you thought it would? No, because I make different types of albums, and you have some that perform at a higher level than others, but that's okay. You pour in the water like it's liquor. Appreciate. I'm gonna make you gotta keep you hydrated. I gotta keep you hydrated.
See, I see how you do it, man. You like, I get it now. Yeah, buddy. I'm your man. Yeah, I'm your man. Yeah. What were you saying? Yeah, I love you, bro. Yeah. Nah, Shan. Nah, I just do what I do. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like sports. Art is different from sports because you can keep doing it a longer time.
Right.
But that being said, it's kind of like you have seasons where you win the championship.
Right.
You have seasons where it blows up. You have seasons where you have a great season. You have seasons where your numbers, you look at them like,
Right.
You have seasons where it explodes again. It doesn't mean you're not a pro.
Right.
You were professional throughout. You're still a pro.
Right.
But your whole career, you had your peaks.
But you're not going to have
You had different seasons, but
MVP
you were still
seasons every year.
Yeah, you felt like a pro though every year, regardless.
Right.
Maybe you tweaked the ankle, maybe something was hammy, whatever.
Right.
It's all good. Nah, I feel good.
You were in the studio when Biggie recorded "Who Shot You," correct?
Absolutely.
what was going through your mind? Because it's interesting, because I like hearing when people like in the studio and they seeing other artists do their thing, their craft. I mean, obviously, like Tupac, I don't think like Hove don't write anything. I mean, Lil Wayne and Hove, they just go off the top of their head. And I don't know if Biggie had anything down on paper, but it's interesting to see. Because when I went to the Pro Bowl, I like to see other guys like, okay, I can understand why he's like he is. I can understand why they're like that. Yeah. So you're in the studio and you're seeing Biggie and he's recording Who Shot You. Yeah. What was it like? Did you know that album was gonna do, that song was gonna do?
I thought it was great. I thought it was dope. And I'm just sitting there vibing with him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just asked him, yo, Big, why you smoke so much weed? He said, because it made me feel like I'm in the track. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was fun. It was just a vibe. We was just vibing. You man want to give you some water? Yeah, it was just a vibe.
Yeah,
you know
see,
what I'm saying?
we keep you hydrated.
Keep me hydrated, B. Give me, yo. Yeah.
Yeah, we.
Nah, that was it. He was just vibing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? He was, putting this thing together. I watched him put it together. You know, Who Shot You? Separate the wheat from the opposite. You know what I mean? It was crazy. It was dope.
Did you pass on 2 tracks from Biggie?
Pass on him? What do you mean?
Like he recorded, like you were supposed to do those. You were supposed to be on those.
No, that's not true.
That's not true?
No, I didn't pass on no tracks from Biggie.
So Sky's the Limit, Junior Mafia Players Anthem, you didn't?
No, but you know what? Now, did the producers send it to me on a beat tape or something? I don't know. They might have. They might remember that more than me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like sometimes you'll have producers, they'll put a tape together with a bunch of beats on it or a CD back then at that era.
Right.
Send it to you. I might have heard it and didn't. But it don't matter because I probably wasn't going to do nothing with it anyway. Like what Biggie did on it was what was supposed to be.
Okay. I'm looking at you looked at Jennifer Lopez, you Run DMC, Mariah Carey, Boyz II Men, 112, so many more in the studio. Like when you go in the studio and you work with these different artists, do you pick up anything from how they do it? Like you said, Biggie smoked a lot of weed. What's LL vibe in the studio? Water?
Flowing.
Protein bars?
Yeah. Protein, oatmeal with protein on top of it. You like that? Right before you go in the studio with no milk or water, real dry. And I just get it in. Don't kumba.
Yeah.
Right? Like that?
Like,
is that better?
So what's
LL? Yeah, just dry.
What's LL's vibe in the studio? You just go in there.
I extract all the fun out that motherfucker. Is that some fun? Get rid of that shit. Hey, that's some fun. Get rid of the fun. Yeah.
So you go into the studio, obviously, you got to, when you do it, let's just say for the sake of argument, mama gonna knock you out.
Right.
Like,
mama said knock you out.
I'm in a game, and when the game, like, I'm having one of those games, I don't hear nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like everything is just like moving in slow motion.
That's
like
how I feel right now.
It's like
this whole shit is moving in slow motion.
Is that how like when you go in the studio and you get on the
zone.
beat?
You get in the zone, man. You get in the zone, and sometimes you can write conscious streaming. It's like streaming consciousness. Yeah. Sometimes you can go back and forth and iterate, kind of like Ernest Hemingway. Mm-hmm. It all depends. You know what I'm saying? And it also depends on who you're working in the studio with.
Oh, okay.
Because that, 1 + 1 can equal 3, 1 + 1 can equal 2, 1 + 1 can equal 4. It really depends because there are intangible elements that come to play when 2 artists get in the studio together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, that's what it is. Something could like a person might be playing a beat and I might look a certain way and they're like, I need to change that bass line just because of the way I looked. Or I might say a verse to somebody and they kind of like, okay. And I'm like, he didn't feel it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it depends. It really depends on, who you're working with. But in the studio, my thing is that I approach it like I've never done anything.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? Like I
I'm still
I approach it like I've never done anything. Ever. I know nothing about the process. So if I'm working with a producer, it's like, what you thinking? I've never done anything. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, that's how I approach it. You know what I'm saying? I don't go in with a whole bunch of, I know how to do this and I know how to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Who is it? LL been on the track with that you like? I really like the way he vibe. Who haven't you been on a track with that you like to be on a track with?
You. I think we should do like a motherfucking, like a real up-tempo. Let it roll. Get bold. We should remix Set It Off by Biggie.
56-year-old can't be on no rap album.
That's bullshit.
Nah, hell no.
Oh, here you go with your bullshit. Don't be holding me to your standards.
No, I said two.
Listen,
one.
Listen, man. No. I ain't got nothing to do with that. That's your own personal.
No, I'm saying you.
No, don't include me.
I know.
Don't rope me into that bullshit.
I know how you feel.
Now, I feel fresh.
I've heard you say that a lot of people, after they reach a certain age, say they feel like they don't have anything to rap about, so they.
No, you've heard other people say that.
Yeah.
And me comment.
No, you comment on that. No, I'm saying they said.
Yeah,
I'm not saying you said it.
That's just, you have to stay curious about the world and interested in the world. See, the difference, people make a lot of music, they make a lot of analogies or they try to use sports as a metaphor or make it analogous to music and art, but it's different. Okay. Because as long as I say curious, as long as spiritually I'm open, as long as I listen to new things that are happening, as long as I care, as long as I'm really interested in pushing the envelope creatively, I can do anything. Mm-hmm. There's no reason, because at the end of the day, if I'm 19 or if I'm 20, the only thing that matters is when I press play, do I like that shit?
Okay.
That's the only thing that matters.
So then you feel that should be the only thing that matters right now?
Well, it is the only thing that ultimately matters.
Okay.
I mean, you might have a few that are a little resistant or hesitant early on, but ultimately when they press play and they like it, they going with it. People gonna rock to the shit that's hot. A lot of older dudes don't want to, respect that. People gonna rock to what's hot, man.
You gonna be up on the stage like Mick Jagger?
You goddamn right. Absolutely. Can't wait to do it. I started to wear a Rolling Stones t-shirt today. And that's facts. That's facts. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? You think, let me tell you something. If you had fresh legs, if your legs felt fresh and your back felt fresh, you wouldn't be out there? That's a yes.
No, I ain't gonna lie, because I retired at 35, and I felt fresh, but they started moving too fast, and
you heard what you just said?
Yeah,
you heard what you just said, right?
Yeah.
You made it external, but your body, you was Yeah. Well, me.
But see, I had already been validated. I had already been validated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got them Super Bowls. I got them bronze.
Why don't we validate Braun together right now? You know what I mean?
You already know it.
Well, he's 20, so he's 20 something years in.
22nd year coming up.
All right, so still doing it.
Oh yeah, he's still. But see, like you still have a passion to write.
I love it.
You still have a passion to get on stage. You still have the passion to pack that stuff up, live in a suitcase, live out of a suitcase, and go country to country.
Little suitcase, tiny ass suitcase, little tiny ass suitcase with a whole bunch of shit in it.
And buying clothes as you go along.
Just buying shit. T-shirts out the airport. Nasty.
How about this?
I love New York. I'm good. Where's the show tonight?
How you feel about sampling?
Love it.
You cool? Because I think, didn't Biggie, I'm going back to Cali, didn't he?
He didn't sample it, but it was an interpolation going back to Cali. I mean, Ye has done, like a lot of people use my stuff all the time, I don't...
Do you tell anybody no?
Yeah.
Damn, hating.
Yeah. Well, I gotta hate. Yeah, I'm a big hater. I'm the biggest hater in the game. You know what I mean? That's my go-to move is to just hate on some shit. Yo, you trying to be successful? Fuck that.
Yeah.
Yo, stop that.
So
cut that off.
How do you determine who you let sample and who you say no to?
I mean, if it sounds like dog shit, I'll probably say no.
Oh, so they gotta let you hear it. You gotta hear it.
What you think?
Hey, I'm just gonna send you the check first.
Man, fuck a check. Check first. You hear that record, man?
You ain't finna use mine because they gonna mess around and talk about that.
You talking about validation? I can get a cheeseburger, bro. We can talk money later, but your boy can get a cheeseburger. So let me hear the song.
Right.
Let's start there.
Okay.
Let's start with the song. Let me hear it.
Okay.
And then we go from there.
Right.
And but I give them love, man. Like I try not to be too brutal with especially with the young artists when they make new music. I don't want to overjudge them.
Right.
I don't want to A&R their material. I mean, if it's just I can't take it, I'm like, nah, I ain't playing. I can't do it. But if it's borderline, sometimes I can give them a pass. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I would want somebody. They may have a kind of approach I don't understand or something.
Right.
So I give them that. You know what I mean?
You give them benefit of the doubt.
I give them benefit of the doubt. I don't want to, you know, I want to see kids make it.
Right.
I like to see people succeed. You know what I'm saying?
I
You
like
know,
that.
Like, I really do, man. Like I just, like, even on my new album, I got a song called The Vow. I put 3 new kids on it that are unknown. You know, this kid, Don Pablito, he's from Southside Queens. This kid, Mad Squabbles from Philly, and this kid, Jay Sand from Lafayette, Louisiana. And I got all 3 of them, and they on the new song. And we found them on the internet, me and Q-Tip. And I put them on, I made a vow because I got the Eminems on the album. I got Snoop Dogg and Nas and you know, all of these, you know, Ross and Joe and all of these superstar heavy hitters, GOATs and, you know, artists on there. So it's like, let me get some people that who've never had that opportunity. I made that vow. And so I really love seeing other people win too. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Do you feel that that's a responsibility for artists that have made it to go back and possibly give other artists that's up and coming an opportunity?
You know what's funny, Shannon? I know the politically correct answer is for me to say yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think the real answer is to say an artist needs to do what they feel inspired to do. That's the real answer, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can say, yeah, well, you know, it's a responsibility and everybody be. But that's not, are you inspired to do that? Like, I was truly inspired to give those kids an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't sign them. It was no BS attached to it. There was no contingencies, no strings. I just wanted to give them an opportunity.
Right.
And so, yeah, that's how I move. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
You know, and then so like, I think artists, you know, like my new album, my only obligation was to be purely inspired and write from the heart and create something, whether it was imaginary, whether it was fiction, whether it was fact, whatever mixture thereof, just to give people a home-cooked meal that they can really enjoy. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's what the album is. You know what I'm saying?
I want to talk about this new album because then I want to get into a little bit of your career outside of music.
Okay.
The Force.
Yeah.
Your first album in 11 years, your 14th studio album. You have Eminem, you have Nas, Snoop Dogg, Ross, Fat Joe, Busta, Sweetie. Q-Tip produced the entire album.
Yeah.
What motivated L after 11 years to go back in the studio, roll his sleeves up, and do it up?
Roll them shits up the head. Cut them, you know, make sure the caps.
What was the motivation?
Man, 1, I really love it. 2, I love the challenge because it just hasn't been done. Nobody, you know, in hip hop is, you know, been in year 40 dropping heat. I just think that's really cool shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? To just be in year 40 dropping heat is crazy. You know, like, it hasn't been done.
Right.
It excites me, and I like what it sets up for the future generations.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it says to them it's possible. Like, I went to a Rolling Stones concert and I saw Mick Jagger. I was like, yo. I was actually playing with their lights. That, you know, they had a part in the show. I was working the lights. I'm messing with the lights on Mick. I'm like, yo, this is, you know. And it was just like, it just shows the possibility.
He's approaching 80, isn't he?
He's 81. Oh, he's 81.
L, you really trying to be up there another 24 years?
Yeah, man. Why not? Why not? Would it make people happier if I'm just sitting down, relaxing?
No, at the end of the day, it's got to make what it'll make you happy.
So they can pretend in their minds that I'm somehow in their way. It's like, motherfucker, you wasn't gonna do shit no way. You acting like I'm in your way. I'm like, if L would just stop, then I can succeed.
Right.
I don't think so, homie.
Right.
So it's like, nah, I love it, man. Yeah, I love what I do. I love hip hop, man. I love being called a rapper. I love being called an MC. I'm not uncomfortable with that. And I unapologetically love it. I don't have to hide behind any of my other business dealings. I don't have to hide behind anything. I love hip hop.
You are who you are.
I love hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And when you see me, you getting that hip hop shit. And that's what's walking in the room when I walk in. I mean, I'm a man first, and a lover of God and the God in me and the God above first.
Right.
That being said, and I love my family, but that being said, I love hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
I can't think of a better person to ask than you, because you was at the very beginning in the early 80s. Obviously, hip hop been around 50 years, but you've been basically almost 50 years. Is rap dying?
Well, you know, we got to edit this shit because you can't pause and think anymore because everybody thinks a pause is pregnant and you're giving birth to the worst answer ever. So, like, or if you stumble on a word at the answer, it's like, cap.
Yeah.
It ain't got nothing to do with my mouth being dry and the fire was hot as hell. I've been needing chapstick for 15 minutes. Has nothing to do with that. It's all cap. That being said, no physiological issues at all.
Nah.
It's all just emotional capping.
They don't realize that an interview that you don't get the questions, you're having to answer questions as they come out. So I didn't get a script that knew what Shannon was going to ask me.
If I flub a line, don't take it as a lie or I'm capping, okay? So that being said, I think it's evolving.
Okay.
Because I think that, remember, the hip hop that a lot of people know about that emerged early on was rooted in hip hop culture. The rap was rooted in hip hop culture.
Yes.
So the rap that's rooted in hip hop culture ain't going nowhere.
Okay.
The rap that's rooted in hip hop culture is still strong and still solid, and that's why you have people putting out albums and that day one audience loving it. Rap that's not as rooted in the purity of the culture, it can be different because it's very pop now. And, there are just a lot of different variables. You know what I mean? There's so many variables, man. Something as simple as a producer not being musically trained, but sampling people who are musically trained and thus keeping the integrity of a sound recording, and that sound recording hitting people in their souls because they are musically trained people are a part of the creation. Whereas if you're just tinkering on a laptop and you're not musically trained, you may catch a vibe and catch a moment, but it's not sonically the same. I don't want to get complicated with people because it'll drive them insane. Right. Basically what I'm saying is, don't make bullshit. That was a way of going all the way around. Don't make bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, let me just put it in language that people can understand. Don't make bullshit.
Right.
And it's just like, nah, it ain't dying, man. Nah, it's just like, it grows and it evolves. It ain't the newest thing no more.
Right.
There's subcultures. Afro beats has exploded. Reggaeton and the Latin music has exploded. There are other genres that are blowing up.
Coming up.
So it ain't the young upstart anymore. There's genres that are younger and fresher in that sense, but nah, it ain't. It's just evolving. But the thing is, it's just like, look, man, with these dudes and with these guys and these girls, like, if we're gonna only rap about, money and P only,
Yes.
get a little exhausting, baby.
Right.
It's like, how many different ways you gonna tell me about that P, baby?
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hey, by the way, I believe you. I believe you.
Yeah.
Oh no, I believe you.
I would take your word for it.
I'll take your word for it. You might have to remix that shit though and talk about something else this week.
Right.
Just once.
Right.
It's just a thought.
Right.
Hey, just a thought. Rap about something other than the P. Just a thought. But then the flip side of that is, if I'm gonna talk about money on every song only and nothing else.
Right. Or running down on the op.
Well, I mean, look, those are all parts of life, but it's also, a dude told me this a long time ago, very talented super producer. He said, things can be in bad taste as long as they don't taste bad. What he was basically trying to say is, you could talk about all the things that we just talked about, but it's the art. Are you injecting art into it?
Right.
Is it artful storytelling? Is it an artful approach? Right. Or is it just the same old? But that's where, it's not about criticizing what's going on.
Right.
It's about, if you have a different opinion, then you need to get in the booth.
Right.
Right? So like my thing is, LL, you feel different? You think it should be something? Well, then get in the booth and prove it. Don't tell us what to do. Don't tell us how to make the music that you think,
right.
should be leading the way. And then we'll decide from there.
Right.
So I go kind of more in that space.
Last couple of minutes, I want to go. I don't want to. What made you decide to say, you know what? I've mastered this rap. I don't know if you use the term master, but I've done a lot in this game of rap. Let me try TV. Let me try movies. How did you come to that? How did you come to that conclusion?
Well, a couple of things. One, when you got more than one talent, you use it. And then two, I just didn't want to be a slave to music. I wanted to be able to express myself in different areas and have the freedom to benefit from what I do. See, I'm in a position where I can do,
Many things.
I can do many things, and I'm grateful for that. And I have many relationships, great relationships with great people, and they all give me love, and I give them love, and I'm able to work with different people, different industries, and that's a lot of fun. I just didn't want to limit myself.
Right.
Shannon, I didn't want to limit myself. You know what I'm saying?
When did you realize that you could do other things? Because it seems to me like early on you're like, okay, yeah, I like the fight, I like boxing, but I ain't really want to be no boxer. Now the NFL thing, if that could have worked out, I could have been that. But you like the rap.
Yeah.
It's like your heart was into that.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden you're like, well, hey, TV interests me too. And so do the movies.
Yeah. So, the short answer, man, I just decided that I was just going to just make it happen. I'm just a dreamer, Shannon.
Right.
I'm just a dreamer, bro. Like, I'm a dreamer. I'm one of them dudes that, like, if I dream about something, if I say I'm gonna do something, I do it, man. And I just go get it.
Right.
And I'm relentless, man. I'm relentless. See, that's the thing that people don't understand. I'm relentless, man.
Right.
Like, I'm the guy, like, if I tell you, yo, in 7 years, I'm gonna be hiding in your bushes on May 11th. Motherfucker, on May 11th, you better be ready for them bushes, bro.
Right.
And it might be the bushes across the street, homie. So don't, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I'm like that dude.
Right.
So it's like, I just loved it.
I see a lot of myself in you, L. You strike me as a guy that you worked extremely hard to get to a level. And a lot of times people work extremely hard to get to a level and they're okay with that. You worked extremely hard to get to that level and worked even harder to go even higher.
And want to just keep going. And want to just keep growing and keep going and keep getting it. Because guess what? Apple trees don't retire, bro. You from the country. When a peach tree retires, it's dead.
Yeah, for true.
We do with peaches. Sure. I don't feel like giving up no peaches this week. I'm gonna chill this season. I'm gonna take a season off.
Yeah, you only get a couple years not to bear no fruit. They got to chop you down.
You feel me?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You keep bearing fruit in life. So whatever that fruit chooses to be, you could be a mechanic. You could be a girl doing hair. You could be a doctor. Mm-hmm. You could be a surgeon. You could be a lawyer. You could be a damn mechanic, or you could work a baggage handling at the airport. It don't matter. Whatever it is that you do in your life, you want to take care of your kids. You want to take care of yourself. You want to put yourself through class. You want to take an online class. Whatever it is, you bear fruit in life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You maximize your personal potential. You here doing this. A lot of big guys like you, high level athletes, they just let it go.
Right.
You ain't let it go.
No.
Why you ain't let it go? Because you wanted more.
Right.
How much is enough? More.
Right.
It's not about, so it's like we're in this world to maximize our potential.
Right.
I'm not here to pretend not to be too cool to have goals. I ain't got time for that shit.
Right.
I want it all.
I'm gonna get you out of here on this. I think you've accomplished so much in the music industry, film industry, television. You're an entrepreneur. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I think the most impressive thing, you've been the same woman for damn near 40 years.
Yeah.
I know my audience want to know how, when the success that you've enjoyed for 40 years. And a lot of times when one individual wants to be successful, the other individual must be willing to sacrifice maybe their goals and to stand behind that person and push them forward.
Well, look, what I do is this, man. If there are times when I need to go in my room and close the door and relax and take a break, I know when to take a break.
Okay.
All right. That being said, when it comes to helping somebody pursue their dreams, helping them become whatever it is they want to become, helping them be the businesswoman or career that have the career they want to have, I'm willing to help and encourage that. And that not only goes for Simone, it also goes for my daughters, my son, and all of them.
Right.
So it's a matter of being helpful when I need to be and taking space for me when I need to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm not above taking some space. I'm telling you, I'm that guy.
Oh, okay.
I'll take some space.
Right.
That being said, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna help. I'm gonna do everything I can to encourage you to go to the next level in your life. And I'm gonna be supportive all along the way because I want you to be successful and independent and able to take your life to the next level. And that's what I do.
How did you know she was the one, L? Because you knew what you wanted to become. You saw the future. You saw, like, I'm gonna do this.
You never know. You don't know. There is no answer to that.
There ain't no right answer.
There ain't no answer to
so
that.
people been lying. They tell me, oh yeah, I do.
These are them thirst bucket ass dudes. I knew she was the one, dog. Yo, you know what, man? Yo, you like that skirt. You cut that shit out. These dudes, you don't know. Listen, you know, some things are best just, you know, let time answer them questions. You know what I'm saying? I just put it like this, man. In life, man, we got to maximize our potential. We got to be, you know, you want to be the best human being you could be. You got to have faith in God, faith in yourself. And you got, you know, you also got to allow some things to happen in your life. It's not only about hard work. It's about actually tuning into the frequency that's going to allow some good things to happen to you. And it's also wanting the best and wanting to see other people succeed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like when you call me the first time about this podcast, it was just an idea.
Right.
This is before all of the big interviews and the blow up and all that.
Yeah.
I had already said yes.
Yeah.
So you got people watching this, oh, I don't want to get on Shannon now that they hot.
This was 3 years in the making.
Yo, but that's you said it, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you got to let life
happen.
You got to let life happen, man. And if you tuned into the right frequency, good things will happen. And so you ain't got to be, like, I don't try to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? I don't claim to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that guy. I also don't claim to be, like, you know, off my rocker. You know, I'm not going to ruin my life just to be successful. It's just like, because that's not success, right? Well, so I'm not going to personally ruin my life to have public success. You know what I mean?
Right.
You just kind of live, and that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? And then take care of them kids, make sure they can take care of themselves, and then just get the people love. That's it.
What I struggle with, L, is that tough men create easy times. Easy times create weak kids.
Yeah.
How did you balance you being who you are, but also, like you said, trying to raise kids to realize that, you know, just because you're my child, that doesn't mean it's gonna be as perfect, and it's never was perfect.
No, I get it.
How did you do that?
I mean, the real thing is, like, don't ask me for nothing that ain't attached to a dream.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? I'm not here to be your personal, you know, concierge service and make sure your video games is all, you know, that ain't my job.
Right.
Like, you know, my kids growing up, they ain't even have TVs in their rooms. I wouldn't let them.
Wow.
Why? Because I wanted them to use their imaginations. Because that's the where you get the preview of life's coming attractions, right? Their imaginations. We good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's right?
Yeah.
So they have TVs in their room. And then it's like, okay, custodial account, yeah, I'm gonna do all that. Yeah, we're gonna hook it up. But what's the dream? What's the goal? I'm not here to buy you a bunch of shoes. I'm not tricking on my kids.
Right.
I didn't grow up tricking on them. You know? And also encouraging them to be creative. And what do I mean by creativity? I'm not talking about just the arts. I'm talking about in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a real important factor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if they don't have that inner desire to create, you'll have rich bums. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's easy to, like, listen, man, you know, money doesn't make you more of a man. Like, you can have all the money in the world and be goofy as hell.
Right.
And you just be at restaurants eating with people and eating with, you know, you be eating with a girl and she just there because she like the scenery and shit. You know what I mean? Like, you could be goofy and rich. Easy. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you can also a kid can be from a wealthy background and be a bum. Because their mentality.
Right.
They got a bum mentality. My kids don't have that. My kids have a wealthy mentality. Their spirits are rich.
Right.
Because when they was 8, 9 years old, I was taking them down to the stock exchange, going around the back, showing them, oh, yeah, all the trillions of dollars go through here, just so they could see what was going on. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Teaching them about being entrepreneurial, teaching them about spirits. And now, you know, the spirit. And now, you know, one has her denim line, and another works with me at Rock the Bells and my company, and another one has her skin line, and their mother has their jewelry line.
Right.
And, you know, like all of them are working and doing different things.
You let them have their dreams, didn't you? Because people ask me about my kid. They say, well, your son didn't play football. I said, that was my dream. That wasn't his.
100%.
I want them to live their life.
Yeah.
Because I got an opportunity to live mine.
Yeah, that's why I didn't name my son Junior. You know, and I'm a third, by the way, so he would have.
You could have been fourth.
He would have been the fourth.
And then you could have a fifth.
I know, but
You stopped it, huh?
Yeah. I want him because it's
That's
a
too
tall
much.
order, Biggie.
Yeah.
It's a tall order. You know, that tall order, like, you know, I want him to be his own man. You know, so I'm the third, you know, James Smith. Right. Like probably the 14,000, but that's a whole nother goddamn. That's a whole nother show.
Yeah, Smith.
But yeah.
The most common.
Yeah, I mean, but I was the third, so it's like, but yeah, that's the thing, man. Just teaching them to dream and not spoiling them.
Right.
Like, you know, like I'm not with that, man. Like I'm, you know, like people, like I'm low maintenance, man. High expectations, Shannon.
Wow.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
like that. Low maintenance, high expectation.
No question. You know, I don't require a lot of pampering and preening and all that bullshit, but I want the best in the world. I need luxury around me. I want to feel, but with an asterisk of not all that extra
that comes along with it.
Yeah, man, it's corny, it's boring. Or you leading with your wallet. You know, or you trying to, you know, tell everybody you got money, so that's why they should like you. It's like, come on, man.
Right.
Like, who are you inside, bro? You know, when I'm in the gym and we sitting there on the bench, or we talking, or we, you know, we doing some curl, it ain't about your bank account.
Right.
You know,
Can we just have a conversation?
Yeah, can we just have a conversation, bro? Like, you know, I know you got your contract, big dog.
Right.
Congratulations, Doc.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Doc. You know what I mean? But
right.
So that's kind of like how I live my life. And when I look at artists, when I look at my kids, when I look at human beings, when I look at people, I come from that space. What up? You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing changed. Like, you know, except, yes, I've evolved, but I haven't changed in terms of my view of human beings. I still love people. You know what I mean?
The one, the only. The album out?
The album, September 6th.
September 6th, The Force.
Frequencies of Real Creative Energy.
Almost 50 years in the game. The one, the only, LL Cool J.
Peace.
My
man.
Love it, bro. Awesome.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life,